Hey, it's Christina with Christy Fit 31, and today I figured I would take you through a kind of hip and ankle mobility flow. Those tend to be things that are tight on most people. So you're going to sit in a 90-90 to start, and we don't want to keep this static, so let me scoot back. So you can see I have a 90-degree angle here, and this back leg is at a 90-degree angle. So from the side, it's going to look like this. Now, to make it a little bit more dynamic, you're going to sit up and then roll to the other side. So just roll with that hip and roll to the other side. So we're going to keep it a little bit more dynamic because we're just trying to warm up through those hips. So like this, my right hip is a little bit tighter, so it's a little bit slower. So just go as slow as you can. You can bring this knee up, sit, this knee down, and then twist. Bring this knee up. Good. And then another one of my favorite ones, one knee here, one leg out to the side, pushing back to open through that adductor and through that hip. So this is just like an adductor rock, so work through that adductor and through that hip, a couple per side.
Have you been dumpster diving again? What? Still works.
And then sometimes I'll do a hip shift as well. So one knee forward, this one out to the side, and then just shift to the side so you feel a nice groin and hip stretch. Again, doing that on both sides. And the side's a little bit tighter, so I'm going to have a little bit less mobility. My right side's a little bit tighter. You can feel a nice stretch kind of up through that hip and that inner adductor area as well. Frog position is another good one, so it's kind of like a half split. You'll just open your legs up and you're going to rock back into it like a frog. And you can do a rock or a static. If I'm trying to do a mobility, I'm going to continue to move through that motion. Slight pulses, slight pushes, and if you need to rock. Another one of my favorites for opening up through the adductors and the hips is the butterfly sit. So sitting here, slightly pushing down. You might have more or less range here. I've got a pretty good amount of range. So I like to just kind of move around, move through it, breathing, and relaxing. And then to stretch my ankles, I just like to work on that ankle mobility. So you'll just up here, and you want your knee to flex over that ankle. So my right ankle is a lot tighter due to the ankle surgery I had. So I'll just normally hold it for a few seconds, and then I'll pull back up to neutral, and I'll feel a nice stretch on the lateral side of that ankle and foot. Just hold. Same thing on the other side. You'll see this one I can get a lot more movement forward. This ankle's not tight, so I've got really good mobility on this side. It's not restricted. And then I'll like to hold in a nice deep squat and just kind of rock, push those hips and knees open to really open those hips up, kind of rock into those ankles. Or I'll stand and then get back into that squat, pushing down through those hips. You can widen it if you need to. Get a nice stretch through those hips and glutes.
Did you have eyes on each other? Yes. 100% of the time? Like I said, right? How about check for two, right?
And then one of my other favorite ones to do is the hip airplane, which I know Squat University does a lot. So you will bend over, make sure I'm not going to kick anything. and you're going to do external rotation. So you're going to rotate out using just that hip and back to neutral. So all you're doing is you're starting at neutral. You're going to externally rotate, nice stretch in that hip, and come back down. Externally rotate, and then you can also do internal rotation where you rotate down. You'll feel a nice stretch, and I always feel my hamstring and my sciatic into neutral. And don't forget the other side. And like I said, one side might be a lot tighter than the other. My right side is definitely my tight side. That's where most of my mobility issues tend to stem from.
Not a doctor, but I'm gonna go ahead and call this.
And then I love doing a 4 stretch as well. So you're just gonna make it look like a figure 4 across the tops of your legs.
Sure.
So doing something, you'll push down, maybe feel a nice stretch through the glute and that hip as well. And same thing on the other side. So just a quick little flow you can do to interrupt throughout your day. You can do it morning, evening, whatever. I like doing a mobility flow like that before I'm going to squat to properly warm up my hips and my ankle mobility so that I'm able to squat better. But if you're having hip issues, ankle issues, your knees are hurting, it could be stemming from ankle or hip. So this is a great one just to do to release some of that tension from sitting all day, sitting at a desk, etc. See you soon.